it's Vanessa filming for Carolyn's Musings on YouTube and Etsy and One Way Journals on Facebook. So what we have for you today is the mini sunflower charm journal. It's really cute, and I think she looks quite soft and romantic with the lace on the front and the back. And this, as you can see, is in fantastic colours of purple and yellow. So I'll give you a quick little look through of this gorgeous little journal. So this was a request. I think there are 2 people that are asked to see this kit be made up into a journal. So there it is. Let me go over to the next section where I'll show you what's in the kit, what all the papers look like. Thanks. Okay, so I've printed them on 120 GSM, so in pound, I think it's 32, I'm not really sure, but it's thicker than photocopy paper. So you just want to have some sort of thickness behind it so that you don't see the print when you print front and back. So this is the cover, and so that's beautiful. It says Jehovah Shalom, the Lord is peace. So I printed that, and then what you do is you print this on the reverse. Okay, so that's on the inside cover. Now I have just printed this. I apologize, the pages are on 120 GSM. This one is actually on 250 GSM. So it's not the thickest cardstock, but it is the thickest that I can get through my printer. So when I cut this out, it looks like we've got this spine here. So I've printed front and back. And so obviously this section here is the back of these, which are either journal cards or their pockets. So I'll have a look once I've put this together. And as you can see, Carolyn has said this is your spine here. So I will cut it out. The alternative is that you could print it on, say, 120 GSM, which is thicker, the next one up, thicker than your photocopy paper. You could cut them out, these sections, and then glue them onto some cardstock for your cover. Okay, so that's an alternative. This way is just putting it together with this as the cover, and then we'll sew in the signatures in here. So that's that one, and then let's just go through the pages, which are on 120 GSM. So these are beautiful, and I have printed on the back. I have alternated between this. So this is plain without any lines. So each set of papers I have alternated. So this one, and then it's got the lined images on the back. Okay. So this one I've alternated. So we've gone back to the plain on the back. Okay, in him I will trust. There we go. This one, so alternating, I've got the lines on the back. This one, I tell it to Jesus alone. Okay. And then this one, God doesn't just give us grace, he gives us Jesus, the Lord of grace. A beautiful stack of books here, an envelope. There we go. So plain on the back. And then this one, be kind. The busy bee has no time for sorrow. If God cares for the flowers of the field, how much more does God care and love me? So true. And then this one, I actually wanted to do this. So I think that's the top. So these are beautiful. And then what I did was I reversed it, so that pattern will be on the top back of this one. Okay, so I've done that. Now what you can do is you can print, instead of printing all these on the back, if you don't want as much writing space, you could print these images back to back. It would just give you a thinner journal, and I looked at the spine and thought, no, I want to be able to make it a bit thicker, the journal. So that's why I've done it that way. And then let's look at the ephemera. So this is on 160 GSM. So it's definitely in that weight that's in between paper, in between thick cardstock. So this is great for ephemera. And then there is a back, so a bunch of tags here and some pockets here. And this is a backing sheet. So I've just put this on the back of all of the ephemera. And so then we have these. This is Trust and Obey. So they're great. So they're going to be like little mini tags, but we could use them as fussy cuts to put on things. These would be belly bands. We could make a hidden paper clip. We could do some dangles with them. And so here we've got these, it could be journal cards or pockets, and then there's a tag there and a tag there, and then we've got some words that we can cut out and add. And then this one, so beautiful, nothing with that. And then lastly, oh no, second last, with a little mini envelope here and some corner pockets there. And then this is the last one. So some more tags there. Okay, so let me cut everything out, ink it, and then I'll come back to you as we put it together. I've cut everything out and I have 2 signatures. So to have it as is, I would probably recommend to print your journal pages back to back instead of having all the writing pages that I have done, and then you would have one signature that you could sew into the folder just like this. And yeah, so I think this would be strong enough to put one signature in. So that's that plan. What I think I'm going to do is, because I have 2 signatures, because I've added so much writing space in these, I am going to sew it into a piece of card, which is going to be a little bit thicker and a little bit stronger. And so this is just an A5 piece of card, so it's in half of an A4, and I've just scored, so I've got a 1-inch spine here. So I've done that. I haven't checked the height as is yet, but as you can see, when that goes in, it gives me a little bit of a border, and I'll probably on the side, I might have to, we'll just have a look, I might cut it down a little bit on the top. But what I want to do is now cut, doesn't matter if I printed this double-sided, I'm going to cut these pieces down and then glue them onto the front and the back. Then I will sew in the 2 signatures, and then after I've done that, I'll probably cover it with this spine and then glue that over the top. Okay, so I'll go do that off camera and then come back to you once I've sewn it in. I have actually already inked these, and I've inked all my ephemera pieces. So yeah, I'll go sew them in and then come back after, and I'll show you where I've put all the ephemera. I just wanted to go over this with you. So this was a seed pocket that looked like this, and then it had that as the flap over the back of it. But I wanted to be, I didn't want to really put it in a pocket. I actually wanted to stick it onto this page here. So I really wanted this image. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with that. Now, the other option that you could have done with that seed pocket is this one. So this is like a little mini envelope. And so that is just flipped, it's actually glued down on that page and then flipped up, and then there's a little card inside. So that was definitely an option you could do. You could do it along the side of a page as well, so you could do that. But I thought, oh, let me try something a little bit different. So I cut it up. Hopefully that's okay. And then what I'm going to use this actually as a journal card. And this one, what I did was I cut off the top flap, and then I stuck it down on some of this that I had left over, so it was a bit of scrap from the digitals. And so I glued this bit down, cut around there, and then just made it into a long strip. So it's like going to be a little mini envelope. And then what I did was, this was another piece that I've torn up, and so I've torn the top and then inked it, and then just made sure that I had a bit of a flap on either side, and then measured it here, and just make sure that you have enough room. I probably should have ripped down here so it's, you know, up on the side, but that's okay. So you can do that with yours. And so what I want to do is just glue here and here, and then a thin strip along the bottom, and then make that into a little mini envelope. Okay, press that down and flatten it as much as you can. And then we won't see the back, but I just thought this page would be cute with this on. So I'm just going to glue that down there. Now you could glue on the back 1, 2, 3 sides, and then you'd have a back pocket as well. I probably won't. I feel like I've got enough tags and pockets and things in here, so I'm just going to glue it all the way down. Okay, so that will go there. Hopefully that's straight. Okay, and then we've just created a little mini pocket in there. So I think of what I'll go put in there, finish up a couple more things, and going to come straight back and let's show you the finished product. So let's take a look at it finished. So on the front I have added some lace, and that is purposely not cut straight. I wanted it to sort of be a bit shabby, and then underneath here is a bit of grey. There was grey, sort of silvery grey on the side here, so I added a bit of grey there. And after I stitched it in, I did put the spine on the top there, and then it's the same on the back. Okay, and we're going to open up. Now I have to admit I made a big boo-boo, and I made a big one. So I was most of the pages measured up back to back, but my printer is just a little bit dinky. It's an EcoTank 2850 and I love it, I really do, but sometimes it just seems very lightweight plastic and it moves around sometimes when it's printing. So some of my pages weren't matched up, and when I was cutting them down, sometimes they weren't lined up. So sometimes I'd cut off a little bit off the top and a little bit off the bottom, and was not thinking that that was going to affect where the center bits matched up together. I also, when I was doing it, wasn't paying attention to these bits matching up. So I have had to do a fix. So this is going to be a good learning curve on how you can salvage a project. So let me show you a couple of things. The other thing is that I used to live in Japan like 30 years ago when I was first married, and I have a lot of beautiful rice paper, and so I thought this would look really lovely, so I put that on the front. Now the thing is that when this signature was here, it had those little false faux hardware sections in the center, and so there wasn't anything here. So that is the reason why Carolyn has put the inside page to be white with the rest of the hardware here. So it's the blank page. Do I have one? I don't think I have one left, but that's what should have gone there. So what could I do to fix that? Well, I added washi here on this one so that it's not half hardware, and then I added a belly band here with a fussy cut and just put that journaling card in there. So for the one on the back, I added a top tuck, and then that just goes in there. So with some that I had left out, I literally cut out the little hardware bit and then just stuck it down to do that. There's a couple of different solutions on what we can do to match those up. So let's have a look, and I'll explain more as we go. And so on this one, I've stuck washi tape down the center on quite a few of them, and then this one was the other belly band, so I just stuck that there. And actually that is a little tuck spot which I haven't, it's the only thing that I haven't put something in there yet. Okay, so we've got a pocket here, fussy cut, and a journaling card, and then this is the other option. Some of the printed extra pieces that I had, I just cut off a strip and I've just stuck it down there to match them up, and then this is just some ripped rice paper underneath, and then I put the pocket on top. There we go. And so here we have a dangle, and so this one says trust, just a little bow on the top, some lace on that dangle, and then over the page I've just added that heart there, which I thought looked quite sweet. And then there's some washi. What I did was, one of the pages was this beautiful print, and so I once again did a strip here to match them up, and I folded it over and added this as an extra flip page, and then just put some washi down there. Okay, And then we've got 2 corner pockets with tags, and then the little stamped images up on the thing. And you can see here I've added washi again. So I would love to say that it was just because I had so much washi and I was trying to get rid of it. That statement is true, but that's what I've also done. Now this was only the one page. I can't remember what was on the other side and why this one didn't make it into the folio. So I once again folded over a strip of it so that I could glue that down. So that was an extra page added in with the washi. And so this was the little envelope that I was just talking about, and I just put a little strip of leftover there to hold that down, and then I just chopped that up and put that as a little journal card with a fussy cut on top. So that will go in under there. Okay. Then washi down here. This is a top tuck. I turned the pocket around and put the postcard journaling card there, the heart fussy cut there. This one to use it as a top tuck, and then that can go in there because I'm trying to add things to the top as well as the bottom. And so I've just staggered the pockets here with the journaling cards. And as you can see, I've had to add washi again here. Fussy cut there. And so I've turned this around to make a top tuck and then a pocket here, and just use one of these pockets as a journaling card and a tag there. And then that's a strip of washi tape down the middle. I thought that went really well with the purple stripes. Here, this is another way of doing it. I didn't bother about it being here, only half of it. That's okay. I've just used some of that rice paper, torn it and made it into a little pocket tucks, side tuck spot sort of there. And then I've laid on 2 of the pockets there, fussy cut, and 2 little tags. Washi tape down the both of those centers, and then that's the end of the first signature, and here's the second signature. So that's great. That worked really well. So a fussy cut on top of the pocket, a tag here. As you can see, washi tape down there. And then this is the envelope that flips up and has a little journal card in there. So like a little tag. And you can still write in underneath. Washi tape down the center of those. Corner pocket with a tag. Oops, go in there. Oh, now this one was just one of those little fussy cuts, so I just popped it on the top of that image and then just used that as a little tiny thing that you could write a little bit of scripture on. These lined up okay. And then 2 more bottom pockets with the tag. So this one I added ribbon, this one I added the fussy cut on the front and the back, which is those sort of like faux wax seals. That's measured up okay. Towards the back they weren't too bad. So a pocket here, and then that was part of that seed envelope that I used, and so just using that as a journal card there. He looks quite cute. And then washi tape down the center there. This one I ran a strip of the extra print just so that I could match up that hardware, and this of course is just some rice paper that I folded over, glued down there, and then added washi over the top of that to disguise where I folded it down. So that's a cute little flip, and then that's great. Be kind. And then I've done this again with a side pocket with just ripped rice paper. So it doesn't have to be Japanese rice paper if you don't have any. Just use anything. Use some vellum printed papers, anything that you have in your stash. And then we've come to the end. Okay, so there you go. I hope that you've enjoyed seeing this little one. I do like working with big journals, but this was fun to do a little one, and they're a lot quicker to put together. So there we go. I think I'm going to have another video out within a couple of days, which is Mary Magdalene, and that will probably be maybe the last one before Easter. So it's been busy, and take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.